For now, we are waiting for Ntombi. Ntombi is a colleague from Department of, from DCDT. She will be presenting the policy, the broadcasting policy. We are waiting for her. She requested it. No? Yeah. So we are waiting for her. As soon as he hint us, we'll continue. However, Sharon will continue with the presentation from her side. Please.
Hi ladies, I just wanted to say that in terms of the presentation that we are waiting for, remember I explained to you on the first day that we're going to give you information about what's happening in the ICT sector. So I forgot on the first day just to explain that the Department of Communications, the DCDT, we are responsible for the digital technologies and communications, and it includes broadcasting, it includes information technology, it includes digital economy issues, and it includes postal services. So the presentation that you're going to get later, it's about broadcasting. It's the side of broadcasting. So we have 12 state-owned entities, that's companies that is owned by the state, or that does their work. They are not private sector, they are not like a private company, they are a state-owned company. So we have 11 of those that works with the department in helping us to enable us to get South Africa to be a digital environment. So we have South African Broadcasting Corporation, SABC, we have NAMISA, the one that I spoke about, that we're doing the learning through, the digital literacy through. They are part of the broadcasting sector, National Electronic Media Institute of South Africa, NAMISA, SABC, Centec. Centec is the other one. They are the signal distributor, the one that makes it possible for you to be able to see things on TV and to see the pictures. That's basically what they do, but they do much more than that now, but that's what they were created for. So that is part of broadcasting. SABC, Centec, NAMISA is mostly in the broadcasting environment. And then we have other SOCs, and I will just explain as we go so that you can understand the context of why you're getting the information. And in the media and in the broadcasting environment, we also have issues related to violence and gender-based violence. Obviously, as you know, there's films, there's movies, there's broadcasting, advertising, there's all those things that sometimes promotes violence, that sometimes portrays us as women not in a good light. So that's where the GBV side of it comes in. But for this presentation that you're going to get later, it's around the new policy that the government is putting out in terms of media and audio-visual content, so that you just understand the context. So I was now specifically talking around broadcasting, so that you understand that. And then what we are doing here is part of the digital economy side of the things that we are doing. So we're training you to become part of the digital economy, to understand how to run businesses in the digital environment. But so I just wanted to clarify that, so that when you do get the presentation later, you understand where it fits in terms of the program. Thanks, Lala.
Thank you, Petunia. Yeah, we are trying to connect with Ntombi. Please bear with us.
while we're waiting for Sister B, can you please start with creating an account with Misa so that when we start with the training, we'll just watch the videos and start with the quizzes. So now, for the ones who do not have a mom, for the ones who would struggle using the smartphone Zabo, they will use the laptops that are in front of you. But it's advised that you use your smartphone because even at home you'll be connecting using your phone as well. So the laptops that are in front, as I said, this are abanenkinga namafoni wabo. That's why CT, you need an OTP because you will still access your account wherever you are. Nanomagni. So you can use your phone now so that you'll familiarize yourself with the interface of Inemisa platform. Which we try and get the course while you're at home, okay? So now I'm going to share the link group. That's why the group has created for communications and all of that. So I'm going to send the link a phone in and then you wait for me after that. And I want to explain first before we do everything. So on my laptop already, we are in the Nemisa platform. The ones who do not have phones, you will click on sign in. Then you will see this part here, this window. Okay, we will continue.
Hi, Sister Toby. Yes, will you be able to present on your side?
Yeah, I think I'm present on my side.
Okay.
So should I do it?
Okay. As we have already said, we are waiting for Usisi Ntombi. Usisi Ntombi is on the line from the Broadcasting Policy Unit. She will be presenting on the policy that the department is busy with in regard with the broadcasting. And I think I'm going to hand over to her for enlightening us on the policy that the department is in line with. Over to you, Susan Tambi. Can you say something, Susan Tambi, so that we can check if we can hear you? Oh yes, we can see you. I'm not sure. Can you hear us? Oops. Susan Tambi, we can see you. Ouch. We can't hear you.
sorry, can you see my presentation?
Yes, we will just need to remove this thing.
Just tell them we can hear.
We can hear and see it. Everything is
Okay.
clear.
Alright. Okay. Okay. Now let me just continue then. My name is Dombi Makoitu. I am from the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies. I'm within the Chief Directorate Broadcast and Policy. So for today, I've been requested to take you through the white paper that we're working on as a department. And this white paper is focusing on audio and audiovisual content services and online safety. So in the main, the purpose of this white paper, I don't want to go to each and every bullet, but high level is that as a department we are trying to update our policy or legislation or legislative environment. The last time we had a legislation in broadcasting, but now we're no longer calling it broadcasting, given the fact that we have moved to the digital era. We now call it audiovisual. But the last legislation was in 1996, and there's been a lot of changes that have been happening in the industry from 1996 up until today. So as a department, we felt that it was important that we need to respond to the changes that are happening within the broadcasting in general, or audio and audiovisual services. And you would know that the new services that have come into our own shows is what is called your over-the-top services, which is the streaming services such as Netflix, the Amazon, even the social media platforms, your Facebook, formerly Twitter, which is X. Apologies, everything. Apologies for that. So as I was saying, we've got all these other services that we have in our own jurisdiction. And I do want to say that South Africa is not the only country that is reviewing their own policies or legislation, just so that we are able to respond to all these new services that are taking place. And more importantly as well, as we are looking at updating our regulatory environment, we need to make sure that everybody else that is within or participating in this environment is regulated equally, which is what we call regulatory parity, but as well as given the fact that the technology is moving at a very rapid pace. So it's important that when you look at the regulations that we come up with are not technology specific, they are technology neutral. And we also need to make sure that there is indeed fair competition amongst the players. Like I said, we now have international players that are within our own shows. And over and above that, as a country, we've always had 3 tiers of broadcasting, which is public broadcasting, for example, your SABC, which is we call free to air, your e-news. We also have commercial, which is your multi-choice, for an example. We also have a plethora of community media services in the country. So when I talk about regulation, there are specific regulations that are focused on broadcasters, for example, the broadcasters that I've just mentioned. And there's also a regulation that focuses on between the players in the industry as well as the regulator. And that we call as co-regulation, where there are codes and standards that are developed between the regulator and the industry itself. For example, there is an advertising regulatory body, which is a self-regulatory body. However, in terms of the standards and the guidelines, those are developed with the regulator. Of course, we also have those that are self-regulatory, strictly. Your Broadcast and Complaints Commission of South Africa is an example. So, as I said, the policy itself is really meant to make sure that as we continue into this digital environment, we still hold onto our own principles as a country. For an example, making sure that there's access to information, that the issues of ethics are upheld, issues of free speech as well, issues of harassment, censorship, that we make sure that those don't happen as we continue, even within this new policy. As I said, one of the objectives really for the policy is to make sure that we promote competition, but as well, on the other hand, we need to make sure that we maintain our own culture as a nation and our own values. We are also propagating that the regulator that will be bringing in these new regulatory instruments must be an independent regulator that will ensure that there's compliance with all those regulatory requirements that are required to implement the white paper. So this is really just a continuation of those principles that I've spoken about, to say if we are to now come up with these new regulations, of course empowered by this policy, which ultimately will become an act, we need to make sure that we support the production industry, those that are developing content, for example, making sure that their intellectual property is protected, and that the content that they produce is able to be consumed and distributed, and really to make sure that there are also principles that must be, or rather regulations that must be upheld. For an example, in South Africa we have regulations that are focusing on sports events. For an example, if there are national teams that are playing the country, on those regulations it's stipulated that those events will need to be shown to the entire society. So also within this policy, we want to make sure that we take those forward, content that is really important for the public, where we have concepts around must offer, must carry obligations. As I said, sporting events are very important. National events, for an example, like the celebration of our democracy in April of each year of the 27th. So those must be found in all the platforms. When we say all the platforms, we don't now mean only the SAPC. We mean the new platforms that we have should also have those obligations to carry those events. And once again, in this white paper, we also cover issues around how we support the content production, issues around ownership, as I said, competition and investment, as well as training and capacity building, because we would understand that if you have new platforms, the way content is produced and distributed will not be the same as the old platforms that we use, just to make sure that the content producers, the formats of content that they produce, they have the requisite skills that they need to make sure that they produce the relevant content for the relevant and appropriate platforms. And as well, amongst those objectives, we're also looking at making sure that we're promoting gender, equality, and diversity. As such, we are proposing in the white paper that all those elements or those principles, there must be guidelines and framework that must be developed in order for us to make sure that we are able to track and monitor those issues around, as I said, promotion of gender, equality, diversity, as well as the digital inclusion. But also among those, we're also promoting that we should promote online safety or online content safety with various stakeholders that are supposed to be playing a role here, and also making sure that we monitor those issues around accessibility. As I said, inclusivity, diversity are very important in South Africa. And what is also important for us is that as we continue with this process started way back in 2020. We've been engaging in consultations with various stakeholders in making sure that all these elements are included and also they are informed, so that at the time when we come up with final policy positions, those are informed by these extensive consultations that has taken place. As I said, it's very important that we continue to monitor all these elements that we are raising. So, Chair, what I've done is I did not go into the whole detail of the white paper itself. What I did was just to lift out all those elements that I thought were important for this audience. I do want to also share with the participants, Chair, that the white paper is actually on the final stages at the moment. As I said, we've done extensive consultations, and we are now in the process of taking it, or let me say, in the process of finalizing it with all the inputs that we've received. And we want now to present it to the new minister. And then the new minister, what we would propose is that he must just give us at least one last round of consultations, which will not be a prolonged period, just so that we share with all our stakeholders the positions that we have now, so that they can give us what we call really final input. Thereafter, we'll take the white paper through various government processes so that then it can reach its finality. As I said, Chair, this paper, if it's at a level of a policy, really it's not easy to implement a policy because you can't enforce it. The intention is after it has reached the white paper stage, it moves to a bill stage, and ultimately then it will become a law. So that is where I'm ending my presentation, Chair. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Sis Ntombi. I just want to throw it to the floor. Do you have any question for Mr. Ntombi? Did you understand?
No.
Ouch. They said they didn't understand. What? Okay. Okay, if you didn't understand, because my understanding is that Ntombi touched on the white paper. But why don't you ask what is the white paper? Or you want to ask? Okay. Sis Ntombi, can you explain in there, I'm not sure how should we put it for easier, but in a Zulu. Mrs. Tandy said in a Zulu. I don't know how possible is that. Or it's close. Maybe touch on the white paper, the bill, and the guidelines and the frameworks, and then until it goes to the is it the policy? Or to the
government, right? For into nenye kuyenza, kudinga ukuthi kubekho ipolicy, ne? So lena ipolicy iyona imayelana ne-broadcasting, ne? And I think broadcasting, they understand that. So, SABC, sino multi-choice, sino e-TV. So, okwenzekayo ukuthi sinemithetho la eSouth Africa that governs, and yes, the relevant governs. Okay, but if you go on it, kufanele ukuthi i-broadcasters ziyabe ngayo uma umsebenzi wazo o-SABC oma-Choice o-e-news sinayo lo mithetho mara lo mithetho imidala because yenziwe ngo-1996 siku-2025 now so kudinga ukuthi itshintshe njenganditshile ukuthi ngokwe-South Africa sinabo-Netflix sinabo-Amazon sinabo-Showmax right sinabo-social media platforms Facebook oma-Twitter and asinayo imithetho yayo as a country currently. So this lo mthetho lo siwenzayo siyi-department sifuna ukwenza sure ukuthi uma new companies or enza ngaphandle ensazikusibizwa ama-Netflix sibafaka phansi komthetho wase-South Africa ngoba as broadcasters sina-South Africa sinayo imithetho for zona. So we need to make sure ukuthi nabo abazayo bajoyinayo ba-provide ama-services wabo nabo ba-under umthetho mara lo mthetho that's why kudingeka ukuthi wonke umuntu kudingeka ukuthi athini abe-under umthetho because khumbulani ukuthi these companies ayizoza la ekhaya so uma benza imali la ekhaya bayithumela back emazweni wabo so thina siyi-South Africa akhona inkubo esiyigeyinayo so kudingeka ukuthi senze sure ukuthi siba nemithetho nabo ukuthi babe-under lo mithetho so ndikhathe nje phezulu ukuthi lo mthetho unjalo but I think okubalulekileyo for name as iphathi yalo mthetho sifuna to make sure ukuthi even if zikhona as new companies zingenileyo in South Africa sithi make sure ukuthi ziyayirespecta indaba or ziyarespecta or zenza sure ukuthi wonke umuntu uyakwazi ukufumana information. That's why bendikhuluma ndiyekule-slide sakhe that's why bendikhuluma ngokuthi kuyadinga ukuthi sithi make sure ukuthi into ze-gender i-diversity that is abantu abathetha ii-languages ezahlukahlukeneyo abantu abangaboni ukuthi i-information bayakwazi uyifumana if uvula uNetflix ukwazi ukuthi uyifumane i-information if uvula uDisney for example uvula uShowmax or even Facebook to make sure ukuthi for example akhona ze-abuse ezenzekayo so this paper or this policy or lo mthetho ujongene nento ezinjalo. So I don't know ukuthi mhlawumbe ngiya-explaina further ukuthi iyavakala na.
Iyazwakala. Okay, do you have any question from here? Okay, do not have any current? No, they said it's clear now, so they understood.
So it's important that you, the reason why we bring the policy to you is so that you can understand what is happening in the country when it comes to issues about broadcasting. You understand? Because you are going to either work in the broadcasting sector or you are going to consume the services in the broadcasting sector. You're going to either be a consumer where you're going to buy broadcasting services, whether it's TV, whether it's on your phone with Netflix, and you know Netflix, you know SABC, you know MultiChoice, you understand? So that is one of the reasons, and then also for you to understand how it's going to impact on you as women, because that's why Tombi was explaining that we are also looking at how we ensure gender is included, the diversity in terms of gender, so that when companies come into the country and they want to do business with South Africa, media companies, then they understand that we have certain principles in the country about inclusion of women, people with disabilities, black people, and so on. And then thirdly, it's about looking at how broadcasting impacts on us in terms of gender-based violence. So the policy is also looking at online safety, which is what we spoke about yesterday, that people are also abused online and they are also exploited online. So the policy will also help us to regulate how people put content online that harms people. So that's why we brought it here. And a white paper is a policy document. It's something that goes to Parliament, where government puts out a policy. Like you have a policy in your house. In your house, for example, everybody must be in at 11 o'clock. I'm just making an example. You understand? That's a policy. You are making or a regulation. You are regulating people's behavior. You are regulating what should happen, how it should happen, when it should happen. So that's what a policy is, or what a white paper is. And in this case, this white paper is regulating what should happen in the broadcasting sector. So that's what it's about. And then obviously we wanted you to understand that. And then if you have any questions, because like Ntombi said, it's at the end of the process now, but there is going to be a last opportunity for people to give input, to say maybe what they would like to see differently. So that's why we brought it here. Because remember, we were explaining to you that DCDT is responsible for broadcasting, for information technology, for postal services, for digital technologies. So this is the part in terms of broadcasting, how we are wanting to change the way we deal with broadcasting in the country. So I hope that that helps, so that you at least have an understanding. And then obviously, if you want to study in the area of broadcasting, if you want to have work in the area, then at least you have an idea of the law or the policy that's going to govern what's going to happen in that area. Yeah, so I don't know if there's any questions. And there's no stupid questions. There's no stupid questions. Like you said, you didn't know what the white paper is, so we tried to explain that now. Is there any other questions, anything else that you want to ask Ntombi before we release her? Before we let her go? Okay, is there a question?
Yes, ma'am. The policy white paper, is it between the government and the broadcasters?
Okay.
Can you repeat the question?
She's asking, the policy, is it only for government and the broadcasters, that, or is it for like broader? Is the policy only for the government and broadcasters, or is it broader?
No. The policy is not for government and broadcasters. The policy is meant to regulate the broadcasters in the interest of society. Right? Sorry?
Yes, it's good.
Question be English.
Yeah, the question is in English. You are right, Ntombi.
Okay. So, government kuzoba expensive for them, right? So thina government sithi kuye Netflix awungeke ube ne-program yesiNgisi kuphela or i-program any language. That program kufanele ukuthi ibe nama-subtitles ukwenzela ukuthi umuntu ongaboniyo, umuntu ongaviyo akwazi ukuyi-understand. Okwesibili, Facebook or TikTok, i-content yakho ifakani. Kufuneka ukuthi ujonge ukuthi ufake i-content enjani. For an example, awungoyeka kwi-platform yakho iveze abantu abadutshulwayo, iveze abantu ababulawayo, right? I-responsibility ka-government leyo to say kuyadingeka TikTok kube nama-guidelines nama-standards ukuthi uma ndiposta something nakwi-account yakho, right? Ingabi kanti iza-offenda the next person oyibonayo. I'm not sure if the explain that. So who government is educated for as players as broadcasters, we enter for the society, which is the society nayo affect kakubi or the welfare of the society as well. Remember, these people umsebenzi wabo is to make money. Abanandaba nokuthi i-content abayenzayo injani as long as besenza imali. And then umsebenzi ka-government wokuthi no, make sure that you produce responsible content. Nikenibone TV nine, uma kuthiwe 16 PG or kuthiwe 18V. PG i-parental guidance ukuthi the content i-right ukuthi ingabona ngumntana less than 14 years or less than 15 years or ixwayisa ukuthi le content uzayibona ine-violence, ne? Ukuthi uma before uyibukela uyazi ukuthi uzobukela i-violence. So kube i-choice yakho ukuthi uyadecide ukuthi hayi ndiyaqhubeka ndiyayibukela if ine-violence or ine-language engekho right. And then as mandisho ukuthi nabantwana wena as umzali ubona ukuthi no, the content ekho right for umntana ngoba kutshiwo phaa ukuthi age restriction 16 or 17. So if umntana wakho less than 16 or 17 awungeke umbukelise i-content enjalo. So leyo nto le policy ithetha nalezo nto ukuthi abo-Netflix nabanye nabo they need to make sure that i-content ekwi-platform zabo nayo iyabhala ukuthi i-age ethile i-right, i-content i-violence, i-content ine-language yakho ngekho right yonke loo nto. So uphendula umbuzo, ugovernment imithetho akayenzeli only for i-broadcasters, uyenzela for ukuthini ukwenza sure ukuthi society safe.
Okay, are you fine? Yes. Okay. Any other questions before we release Tommy? Anyone else that wants to ask a question? Okay, it doesn't seem like there's any more questions, Tommy. So thank you very much. I'm going to hand over to Ella again to just thank you for the presentation.
Thank you, Sister Tombi, for the insight. I think we will have to release you, and once again for your time. Thanks for the continuous support. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Just wait, let's give her a digital clap before she leaves.
They want to give you a digital clap.
Okay, now let me open my...
Yeah, so let it down.
One, two, three. Thank you. Okay. Okay, ladies, what I would encourage you to do is to go and do research, to go and look for the white paper on the internet and go and read it so that you can familiarize yourself, because you live in South Africa and you need to know what's happening in South Africa. And that's the reason, remember we said we're going to give you information. That's part of information dissemination. And now we are also looking at protecting you when people are broadcasting information. We don't want them to broadcast information that promotes gender-based violence or that projects gender-based violence. So that's one of the reasons why we are including it in these discussions, so that you can also be aware when you are watching TV or when you are watching on your phone, what content you are watching. Is this content, is it promoting violence? Is it promoting gender-based violence? Is it helping us to prevent violence, or is it encouraging violence? So you must go and do some research and read a bit more and understand how broadcasting impacts on GBV as well.
Thank you, Petronella. Adding on what you have said, I guess Usisi Ntombi spoke about the final stage of the white paper. So it's your responsibility to go into Google and check. If you still have input, you can. You are welcomed. So it's your assignment. When you Google the right thing that concerns, you in the future. I will actually hand over to Sis Sharon, to continue with the digital awareness.
We are going to get busy. So, okay, so you follow the lead. Make space, make space. Please, I told you yesterday, I want you to bring out your inner child. So if you want to be stressed at home and stressed here, I don't know. So please bring out your inner child. Enjoy the moment, okay? Thank you. How do you feel now? Tired? You can't be tired. You can't be tired. It's time to work now and listening to me. So now I'm going to send the link. Now we are going to do the NEMISA training. So please be ready. NEMISA has a variety of courses and programs to upskill you. So please, I told you that you need to research as much as possible. If you want to know more about NEMISA, go to Google or NEMISA. Even their platform will give you information about their courses and what they do. Am I clear? So now, for the ones that will be using the laptop, we're going to do the interface together. I will show you every step that you need to take. And then the ones that will be using their phones, I'm sending the link just now. You're going to click the link and then it will direct you. It's either in the same platform or it will give you an option where you just need to insert the numbers that you gave me. Do you still remember the numbers that you gave me when I was circulating the register on my phone? Those ones, the ones that when you hold your phone, you receive an SMS on. Am I clear? Then the NEMISA link is sent in the group. So, before you click on it, please observe, look at the screen. This is what you're going to do. It's either you will find the same screen or the same platform, then you're going to click where it says sign in. You're going to click here. You click sign in. Let's all click sign in. You can all click on the link now on your smartphones. So I want all of us to be here. Okay, if you don't find anything or you didn't give me your number, I'll come to you, but for now, observe. I won't repeat. Don't say Sharon. I won't repeat. So I need everyone to be here. Don't put the numbers. I said I want you to be here. When you get to this window or this point, you wait for me to explain. Are we all here? Yes. Okay. Who's not there? Raise your hand. In network. Are you connected to the Wi-Fi? Shia. Okumuntu ozaziyo la. Phakamise isandla please. Ola. Okay, ningazehlisa abangekho lana ngicela niphakamise. Abangekho la. What's the problem? Is it slow or you are not able to keep the link? What is the problem? Slow. Okay, listen and make use of your notepad as well so that you will take steps and deeper for those in a check. So here, that's where you're going to insert. That's where you're going to find the number that you gave me. Exactly as it is. We are found 08 ban. Then you will click next. I'm also doing it on my side. Okay, then are we all done inserting our numbers? Okay, then you click next, then it? Yes. And then check your SMS. Yes. And then enter 6-digit code. Here the OTP lekulmanga. And please don't use the same phone, because if you use the same phone with one SIM card, only one person will have an account enemies. Okay. So you all have to have different SIM cards. Is that clear? So, Nami, I'm waiting for the OTP. Yeah, Nami. If you haven't received it, wait for a while, you will get it. It's network, it's a bit slow because of the connectivity by Nini. So did we all put in our OTP 6 digits? Do you submit after? You submit after. When you are there, when you are after inputting your OTP, don't do anything in my show to you wait for me, because who's over a mistake in my time. Mamelani, my first OTP, you will get a form with my details. Mamelani again. If you make a mistake, you won't be able to change it, and your certificate will come in just like that. If you will use capital letters only, your certificate will come with your names in capital letters only. So make sure you are mindful of that. Number 2, there will be where it says EID number. Make sure you insert the correct ID number. And if you want to insert all of your names, you can insert them now. Don't say, Sharon, wrong. I'm not there. You are the one who's inserting your things. As you can see, I'm here, you are there. You are the one filling the form. So make sure when you fill the form, you do the right thing. I won't be, what's the word? If you do wrong things, I listen again, because I explained. I need. So you have a laptop. Your first letter, you will put the capital letter. That's why I keep a full time. If you are struggling, call us to assist before you Niemand patient network. If you are done filling in the form, don't press anything else, just wait for me. Only if you are done filling in the form, ne? A course that has videos, we're not going to use that one. We have to use the one that has quizzes. Because I will be playing all the videos for you, then we answer the quizzes. So if you find yourself at home choosing the wrong one. Don't use the one that has videos. You will be in the wrong one. And it will require any more data because you'll be playing videos. That's why Nemisa made it simple for you. Uguti kube nale enama quizzes only. Then me as a facilitator, I make you watch the videos. When your responsibility is to watch and listen so that you will answer the correct things. So now you're going to look for equals evaluate LD. Listen very attentively. Lapha phezulu ithini. I hope everyone is observing and listening. Please look at the screen. It says LD, Microsoft Digital Literacy. Ekugcineni ino IF. I don't want you to choose anyone else of the courses that are there. Engabhalwanga so. There's two of them, but I want you to choose the one that says LD. It starts with LD, and then it says Microsoft Digital Literacy IF. If it's not like this, you are doing the wrong one. Yes, they have the same things. The difference is that with this one, it's the one that we are going to use. It has quizzes only. But the other one, it has videos. I don't want you to use the one that has videos. So you write down, even when you get home, why we say move? It will be because you chose the wrong one. You choose the one that says LD, Microsoft Digital Literacy IF. Scroll down and go find it now. LD, Microsoft Digital Literacy. No, the ones who are done with their form. So listen, ladies. I need to beg. Alaba base phone in Sla. Sila it. The ones who are done with filling in the form. We are here, the ones who are done with filling in the form. The ones who are not there, I hope you are taking note on my steps so that even when you get home, if you struggle today, you will be able to do it at home. Is it clear? So I want us to be here. So I guess like it. There's where it says my courses, I need. Then ngapha ku write it learning paths, I need. You will click learning paths, then it will give you this section here. It will give you this section here. You wait for me, don't click anything. Section here. When you click learning path, go left ibhalwe my courses lapha phezulu. Then go right ibhalwe learning path. Okay, so now since we are all there, so now, okay, observe, there's a first one. Can we see? It says Microsoft Digital Literacy IF. Does it have an LD? No. It doesn't, right? Choose the second one. The one that starts with L, no D, then it's Microsoft Digital Literacy, ETIF. Click on that one. Press. Of course. Over. Press now.
Check the one that says what? And what again? But Sharon, repeat that last statement.
The last part.
Yeah. LD what?
Okay, I repeat. You go to your learning part. it will say your certificate, and you will see there will be a 0 and then 100 underneath. Then when you're going to see in my courses, in that orange part, you will see my courses. Go left, ibale, my courses. Go right, ibale, learning part. You're going to click learning part. There's someone who's playing videos. Then when we are in the learning part, you skip the first one, you go to the second one. It has to say LD, Microsoft Digital Literacy, IF. Then second one. I'll choose them, I will choose the ARIS 2. Choose the ARIS 2. Even when you get home, when you want to continue, are you listening? Even when you get home, if you are struggling, and I don't want you to struggle, you do the correct thing, because I kept on repeating it. LD what? I think good. LD Microsoft Digital Literacy. Again. LD Microsoft Digital Literacy. Okay, thank you. It's the first one or the second one? Second one. We click on that second one. And then when we are done, we're going to start with the first module. It says work with computers. I'm going to play videos on my side. Then when I'm done playing the videos, I will tell you that you can click so that we start answering the quizzes. So it will be like this when you click on your working with computers. It's written 0, 1, work with computers. No, not now. You will wait for me to watch videos. And then while we're playing the videos, I will come and assist the ones that are struggling. But mostly it's network, or either you gave me the wrong numbers between the two. Okay? So now let me go play the videos, and then the ones who are behind, make sure you write the answers down. And also when you get home, and it's Monday, we are tech warriors. We're going to be in the digital skills platform. We need to make sure that we adapt on it. Don't say I don't have data, because you do have data for TikTok on it. When you get home, you go back. And then you have to finish today or tomorrow. No other way. No other way. If you will say, oh, that's it, you make sure you get done by today or tomorrow. But you do have to have it data eventually, because even when we are done with the course we're doing now, as we explained, there's other more courses that will upskill you that you have to do. So you will keep on saying that you have to try and it's tutorial so that you do more courses. But for this week, we're only focusing on LD, Microsoft Digital Literacy, IF. Okay?
And also, you have data for TikTok, for Facebook, ne? So you don't use that data for Facebook and TikTok, use it for courses. That's what you should do. Because you make sure you get data for WhatsApp and for TikTok and for Facebook. But for now, try to do as much as you can when you are here. Ne? Try to do as much as you can when you are here, because we don't want you to use your data. But if you don't get done, then you need to continue at home so that you can be on track, because you only have today and tomorrow. Are you listening, ladies? Yes. You only have today and tomorrow to complete the course, ne? Yes. So please try to do as much as you can for those that are on the platform already. The others, Sharon will assist you to get onto the platform.
Okay, so now I'm about to play the videos. have two lives. We have a digital life and an offline life. Digital life means you are able to get in Google. If you are able to get in Google, that means you are in the digital space. If you are able to use Facebook, that means you are in a digital space. And you have a footprint there. That is very hard to delete. So if you do wrong things, go in digital space, you'll be in danger because it's very difficult to erase your footprint. That's why we always advise, don't post normally, whether it's your social media platforms, be very mindful about what you post. Don't be a cyber bully and bully people on the social media platforms and tell them they have big heads, they are that and that and that. Because that statement, it stays there forever and it will haunt you. They will see even when you are looking for umsebenzi when you are a bad person. Okay? So there will be a bit of cyber security there. So now, please listen very attentively. I'm about to play the videos that will actually assist us on answering the quizzes. Okay, what is a computer? So we begin.
Computers are now used everywhere around us. You will find them at work, in stores, in hospitals, and at home. A computer is an electronic machine that can process, store, and retrieve different types of data and information. You can use the computer to perform many tasks such as writing documents, playing games, sending emails, learning new skills, browsing the web, and watching movies. All computers consist of two main parts, hardware and software. Software refers to the intangible parts of a computer, the parts that can't be touched. This includes the instructions that control how the hardware functions, the applications running on the computer, and the data stored on the computer. Hardware includes all of the physical parts that make up a computer, such as the monitor and the central processing unit that keeps data moving. There are various types of computers that you may encounter, but they all share the same fundamental purpose of processing and storing information.
Okay, I will repeat again for the second time.
Computers are now used everywhere around us. You will find them at work, in stores, in hospitals, and at home. A computer is an electronic machine that can process, store, and retrieve different types of data and information. You can use the computer to perform many tasks such as writing documents, playing games, sending emails, learning new skills, browsing the web, and watching movies. All computers consist of two main parts, hardware and software. Software refers to the intangible parts of a computer, the parts that can't be touched. This includes the instructions that control how the hardware functions, the applications running on the computer, and the data stored on the computer. Hardware includes all of the physical parts that make up a computer, such as the monitor and the central processing unit that keeps data moving. There are various types of computers that you may encounter, but they all share the same fundamental purpose of processing and storing information.
So this is the second video.
Let's take a look at the primary hardware components that make up a computer. This includes the base unit, the monitor, the speakers, the keyboard, and the mouse. Each part serves a purpose that allows us to operate and interact with the computer. The base unit holds the brains of the computer, the physical parts that process information and make the computer function. It contains important components like the CPU or central processing unit, the motherboard, the hard disk, and the memory units. It also contains ports that allow you to plug additional components or devices into your computer, like headphones or a printer. The monitor, sometimes referred to as the display, is the part of the computer that displays output for users to view, like graphics and text. In some cases, the monitor is a separate piece that you must physically plug into your computer. In other cases, the monitor is built into the computing device. The speakers allow you to listen to sound that comes from the computer. In some cases, the speakers are built into the computer. In other cases, you must physically connect speakers to your computer in order to hear audio. The keyboard is an input device used to interact with the computer. Using a keyboard, you can type letters, numbers, and characters that will be processed by the computer. Keyboards can be physical and attached to the computer, or they can be virtual, where you use a touch display to type by directly touching the screen of the monitor. The mouse is an important device used to interact with items displayed on the screen. When you move the mouse, a pointer on the screen also moves, allowing you to operate the computer. You can plug a physical mouse into your computer, or use the touchpad that is built into some computers and provides the same function. All of these parts may not look the same for every type of computer, but they still provide the same functions.
Computers come in many forms. Some of the most common types are desktop computers, laptops, and mobile phones. But other types of devices such as calculators, gaming consoles, and smart TVs are also computers. The types of computers that we use in our daily lives are called personal computers. Let's look at some of the most common types of personal computing devices and their uses. A desktop is a personal computer designed to stay in one place, like on top of a desk. A desktop computer typically has separate pieces for the base unit, monitor, speakers, keyboard, and a mouse. These parts must be connected using cables. Desktop computers must be plugged in to a power source. A laptop is a portable personal computer, where all parts of the computer are contained in one device. Laptops contain a built-in processing unit, monitor, keyboard, speaker, and mouse touchpad. Laptops are battery-powered, so they do not always need to be plugged into a power source. This makes them easy to be used on the go. A tablet is another type of portable personal computer. The computer parts that make up the tablet are contained in a single device that is smaller than most laptops, typically the size of a book. Because of their small portable size, tablets are often used for entertainment activities, like watching movies or playing games. You can install software applications on tablets that allow you to perform various tasks. A smartphone is a common type of portable personal computing device that is small enough to be handheld. The primary use of smartphones is to make phone calls using mobile networks, but they can be used for much more. You can use a variety of software applications on your smartphone that allow you to take photos, play games, browse the web, send emails, read documents, and more. These apps are great for on-the-go scenarios, but they are typically a lot more basic than the apps you can install on your desktop or laptop computer. Depending on your needs, there are a variety of personal computing devices that you can use to get things done. Computers come in many forms. Some of the most common types are desktop computers, laptops, and mobile phones. But other types of devices such as calculators, gaming consoles, and smart TVs are also computers. The types of computers that we use in our daily lives are called personal computers. Let's look at some of the most common types of personal computing devices and their uses. A desktop is a personal computer designed to stay in one place, like on top of a desk. A desktop computer typically has separate pieces for the base unit, monitor, speakers, keyboard, and a mouse. These parts must be connected using cables. Desktop computers must be plugged in to a power source. A laptop is a portable personal computer, where all parts of the computer are contained in one device. Laptops contain a built-in processing unit, monitor, keyboard, speaker, and mouse touchpad. Laptops are battery-powered, so they do not always need to be plugged into a power source. This makes them easy to be used on the go. A tablet is another type of portable personal computer. The computer parts that make up the tablet are contained in a single device that is smaller than most laptops, typically the size of a book. Because of their small portable size, tablets are often used for entertainment activities, like watching movies or playing games. You can install software applications on tablets that allow you to perform various tasks. A smartphone is a common type of portable personal computing device that is small enough to be handheld. The primary use of smartphones is to make phone calls using mobile networks, but they can be used for much more. You can use a variety of software applications on your smartphone that allow you to take photos, play games, browse the web, send emails, read documents, and more. These apps are great for on-the-go scenarios, but they are typically a lot more basic than the apps you can install on your desktop or laptop computer. Depending on your needs, there are a variety of personal computing devices that you can use to get things done.
What is an operating system? Computers are tools that allow us to get things done electronically. To use a computer for our task, we need to be able to tell the computer what we want it to do. Operating systems make this possible. The operating system, sometimes called the OS, is the main piece of software that runs in a computer. The operating system manages all other software and hardware parts of the computer and provides a way for you to communicate with the computer. Modern operating systems are designed with graphical interfaces containing icons, buttons, and text that make it easy for people to use the computer. You can even customize the look and feel of your operating system so that it's easier for you to use in the way you'd like. Consider that you want to use your computer to create a text document. You can use the graphical menus and buttons within the operating system to create the document, use the keyboard to enter text into your document, and tell the operating system to save your file. The operating system handles all of the physical tasks behind the scenes, like keeping track of what you typed on the keyboard, controlling the processor, and saving your information to the hard drive. There are different types of operating systems for different types of computers. Many PCs run the Microsoft Windows operating system, while Mac computers run the Mac OS system, and some computers run the Linux operating system. Mobile devices run different operating systems than laptops and desktop computers. When you purchase a computer, the operating system for that device is usually pre-installed for you. Operating systems make it possible for us to operate computers and get things done.
Okay, cool. Now here's on it. So now we're about to start with the quizzes. Then we'll come back to the videos. So I want you to click on the first module. It says 01. Work with computers. You're going to press on it and then you're going to start with the practice quiz number 1. I'm sure it's like this in Noganit. Then you're going to press start test. And then now I'm a question. Question 1. E.t. which of the following parts of the computer are considered as input device? Question 1 says, which of the following parts of a computer is considered input device? Is it a keyboard or a speaker, monitor, or a motherboard? Yes? Keyboard. Keyboard. Let's all press keyboard. Then you press next. The ones who are not in, please take down answer. First answer, keyboard and it. Then number 2, you click on the corner that says next, and then there's a question there. Can you see the same question? You have the same question that is on my screen. Who wants to read for us? Question 2. Question 2 says, Harold will be attending university and he needs to purchase a computer. He wants a computer with a built-in keyboard. Built-in keyboard. Do you have a built-in keyboard around us? Yes. Look around. Where is that? Can you show me a built-in keyboard? Okay, cool. That he can use to type his notes during lectures and also continue working on his assignment and essays at home. He will need to install various applications and programs on his device to complete his assignment. What is the best type of computer for his needs? Is it a tablet, smartphone, desktop, or a laptop? Yes? Laptop. Okay, a laptop, yes. We can press laptop. Those who are not there, you write down the answer so that you will continue at home. Question number 3. Any electronic device is considered as a computer. Is it true or false? Any electronic device is considered as a computer? Okay. Then we click submit. And we wait for our results. Did you get 3 out of 3? Yes. Perfect.
number 2, the window is temporarily hidden.
Ooh, is she correct? Yes. Okay, let's all click that one. Window temporarily hidden. That's question number 1. The answer is window temporarily hidden. The window will temporarily be hidden. Okay? Then, do you understand what they mean? I need to were using a computer to write on e-word document. Do you remember yesterday? Yes. So when your screen is big, how do you make it minimized or hidden so that you work on other tabs? There's 3 buttons on top an issue. Yes. So which one would you select in those 3 buttons there? The minus one. That's the minimize one. Okay. So everyone understand. Sis Brenda, please minimize so that we see. This is the minimize. That's how it's hidden. But where do we find it? On our taskbar. We call it a taskbar. Okay. Then okay, so we are in question 2.
Okay, ladies,
We are in question 2, and the question 2 says all computer devices use the same operating system. We watched the videos and they spoke about the operating system. So do all computers use the same operating system? Is it true or false? It's false. They don't use the same operating system. We have iOS, we have Android, we have Microsoft operating system. We have Ubuntu. There's different operating systems. And I can't tell you the answers because I let you watch the videos. You have to listen. That's the reason for them to put videos there so that you listen. Okay? So it's false. And it's question number 3. Select one function not performed by operating system.
a function not performed, not done by the operating system.
Is it to manage software running on the computer, allow human operating of the computer, conduct web searches from the computer, manage computer hardware? Which one is correct? We'll see. Number 3, which is C, conduct web searches from a computer. Did we all press on that one? It's this one here. Are we all on the same page?
Do you understand the answer?
Select one function not performed by an operating system. Something that is not.
Operating system does not do.
Yes.
It does not do that.
So we all agree with C. Okay. Let's move to the next question. We still have a lot of
Yeah,
questions.
there's a lot of
There's a
questions,
lot.
but you must understand the questions also. Let's go.
Okay, then we have question number 4. It says in Windows 10. In Windows 10, you can enable and modify accessibility features settings in which menu of the setting app. Is it update and security, devices, erase, ease of data, or network and internet? In Windows 10, you can enable and modify. Where do we modify or do changes in our phones? So they are asking, in Windows 10, you can enable and modify accessibility feature settings in which menu of the setting apps? Is it on update and security? Is it on devices? Is it on ease of use or network and internet? Which one is the correct one? Where? Ease of you can run only 2 applications on your computer at the same time. Listen, it says you can only run 2 applications on your computer at the same time. An application is those apps. It's an app, your Capitec app, your Candy Crush app, your WhatsApp, your Facebook, the apps. So it's false. The question says you can run only 2. Okay, look at my tabs. Look at my tabs. These are tabs, Nick. There are also websites that I visited and also softwares that I visited. So you only see 2 websites? No. There's plenty of them, right? Don't you think if I minimize there, I will be able to use other of my applications or softwares? Listen, remember, these are also applications or softwares. Remember, we can't touch them and it. These are also softwares. They are on my taskbar. So, you have to check if I only opened 2 tabs or there's many of them. Are there many tabs opened? There's many tabs or 1 tab or 2 tabs? There's many. Let's go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm a tab. So you can only use 1 or 2 or 3 or more. That's what they're asking. So is it true or false? False. Are we all agreeing? Yes. Okay, let's press false. Question number 2, an operating system like Windows 10 is an application. There's difference between a software and an application. So there's a difference between the operating system and the app. There's a huge difference. They told you in that video. So, are we saying it's true or false? An operating system like Windows 10 is an application. They told you that a Windows 10 is an operating system. Is it an operating system or an app? So, the question says an operating system like Windows 10 is an application. Is it true or false? False. Okay, let's move forward. Did we get 2 out of 2? Yes. Back to the course. We go to the 4th one. It has 2 questions. Are we all there? It says you can move or copy a file from your computer to store in the flash drive. Oh, this one you know. Okay. And then we move to the next question. The next question says you can only connect one Bluetooth device to your computer at a time. This one, tricky. It says you can only connect one Bluetooth. How many of us are saying true? you can still access the NEMISA platform nanomanini, as long as you use your number. But if you don't use your number, you have a challenge because you won't receive the OTP and it. But are you listening? Shh. So what I'm trying to say is you will be able to access the courses anytime. If today or tomorrow or Friday you didn't understand some of the things, you can still go back and revise and check what's happening. Am I clear? It doesn't end when we go, it doesn't mean we go with it. It stays with you. That's why we are saying there's other courses that are added that you can do, but only when we're done with this one. These are just modules and the course that we are doing now. But in the NEMISA platform, there's more. So, let's move forward. Shh. Shh. Did you hear what I said? No. I will repeat. Please listen. Please listen. Are you listening? What I said is, we don't live with the courses. When you have an account, you are already secured. Meaning, if Tina will go back to Gauteng, Liwena, you stay with your course here. So meaning you will be able to access it anytime, as long as you have your SIM card that receives the OTP. Does it make sense? Yes. And when we are done with the course that we are doing, you can still do more of the courses that are there in the platform. It's not only these ones. There's more than 100, if I'm not mistaken, courses that are there. But for this week, we are here for only the ones that we are doing. The other ones, you will do them on your own. I need simultaneity. Then you have to be independent and do things on your own when we are done. Does it make sense? Should we proceed? So now we are here. Access information. Are we all there? Okay. We're going to answer the quizzes. Let's click on quiz number 1. You click on start test. It has 3 questions. Are we all there? Are we in the same page? The first question says, which of the following are not wireless options for connecting to the internet? Wireless options. Which of the following are not wireless options for connecting to the internet? Is it mobile, broadband using data plan? Is it Wi-Fi? Is it internet? Or it's all of the above? So you are not listening to the videos, that's what I'm understanding. Let me just play the videos again because we won't proceed.
Can you listen to the video now? The answer is in the video. But you are not listening to the videos.
Okay. Can we break for lunch? I, you said we are coming back what time? We are coming back what time? Okay, can we break for lunch and we'll be back at